Hi humans, it's Zoe London from proverbs, and welcome back to our Bible study series where we are lifting the veil of theocracy and actually finding out what's really written directly in the Bible. So just a super duper quick update. I'm going to start keeping my little episodes very short as possible, because my priority is making sure that we actually talk about what is really written in the Bible. I've been getting a lot of comments since I started posting my videos and using the actual Bible study, Christian hashtags, whatever. And a lot of them have been very intense about what I wear. Look, I just wanted to look nice, but again, it is what it is. I'm wearing this today, so I certainly don't want to hear about anybody accusing me of tempting them into lust during Bible study. I'm not a perfect person, but I certainly would literally never do that. But also, there's been a lot of comments using Bible verses and stuff, and directly quoting the Bible verses, but completely ignoring what's directly said, in a sort of trying to use it as proof as to why what I'm doing is wrong, when the actual Bible's verse says something completely different. So yeah, ultimately my goal with this series is to be able to demonstrate what's actually in the Bible and how different it is from a lot of what we're told is in the Bible. And one thing that was very interesting for me as a new Christian was finding out, when I was reading the Bible, how different the values and the priorities in the Bible are than what I was told were standard Christian values and priorities. So that's a big thing. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it short. I'm gonna keep it to the point. I don't want to be super rambly. And yeah, sorry, there's a hair. But yeah, I just think it would be really cool to actually say what's in the Bible, and we're just gonna go from there. So it's just gonna be short, sweet, to the point. My hair's a little bit messy, but that's okay. So we're continuing along with the book of Proverbs. We were on chapter 3, and we had just covered verses 1 and 2, I believe, from chapter 3 in our last video. Then I got a cold and I kind of lost my voice, which is why I sound a little bit raspy now. But it gave me a good time to sort of pause and think about what the purpose of these videos are, and making sure that I'm refining based on the data that I'm collecting with these videos to be able to better actually serve the purpose that I'm trying to serve. So verses 3 and 4 in chapter 3 of the book of Proverbs. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck, write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. So in regular speak, what that says is, don't stray away from being somebody who is a merciful and forgiving person, and do not lie, even if it seems like it might be a good idea for you to lie in certain situations in life, which is very simple. It's basically just if you're in a situation in your life where you feel like you might get in trouble if you tell the truth, don't lie, because it's the easy way out. And if you're in a situation where you can either be forgiving towards somebody, or you can be unkind to them, or feel like they've done something to you where you're justified in quote unquote punishing them, don't do that, because of the fact that it's not just also about God, because the last part of verse 4 says it's about finding favor and good understanding in both the sight of God and also man, which is other people. And basically all that those verses say is that you are going to be respected more, not just by God, but by other people, if you're somebody that tells the truth, and if you're somebody that chooses not to be confrontational, chooses not to, you know, give somebody what they deserve in a situation where they might have wronged you, not because of just it being the godly way, but also because of the fact that people aren't really gonna like you or want to be around you if you're a liar, and also if you're somebody where, when given the opportunity to either be kind to somebody or be unkind to somebody, you choose to be unkind to somebody. Because it's not just about you and the person that you are having a confrontation with or that you are lying to or whatever. It's also about everybody else around you that is observing and that's also affected by that, right? And basically, just the point of that is, you know, people are gonna like you and they're going to understand you and they're gonna want to be around you more if you're somebody that isn't constantly, you know, stirring up or exacerbating or creating unnecessary conflict, because nobody likes to be around somebody who's super duper chaotic, super dramatic, super adversarial. It's just not a very likable quality. And obviously it's a good thing in terms of like, yeah, God is going to like you more as a person, and you're going to be doing God's will when you make the choice towards conscious evolution, which is just being self-aware, right? And making the choices that have long-term benefits instead of long-term consequences. But just like pretty much everything else in the Bible, those verses are not just about good favor in God. It's also about, you know, being somebody that other people like to be around. Because again, we live in a society, we're people, we have friends and family, and so do people that you might not like. And yeah, that is basically what those verses mean in modern day translation. So I hope that you enjoyed this little short video. The rest of our videos are going to be short like this, and even if you did enjoy it, please remember that, you know, I might not look like you, I might not dress like you, but God loves me too. So yeah, thank you.